Hello there, welcome into the latest edition of the SAU Men's Cross Country Coaches Show with head coach Tim Servis. And coach, this is our first one of the brand new season upcoming, the 2014 cross country season. With that, obviously the preseason coaches polls are out. Your men are picked to finish third in the GAC. It's where you finished last year at the GAC Championships. How do you think that that's a representation of your team going into this year?
Well, I'm not quite sure of all the athletes that were picked up by the other schools, but I did a lot of research, and I think that our conference is going to be a lot more tougher. But honestly, our team's going to be a lot better too. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did better in third place. I think that we could definitely do better in third, but it just depends on how hard they come in and work, and how hard they're willing to work, and how the other teams perform. But I would definitely predict that our men's team is going to be a lot better than next year. Last year, excuse me.
Last year your team was a relatively young team. You had quite a few freshmen that really were some of your top performers last year. But one upperclassman who is coming back, Evan Adams, was a second team All-GAC runner, but then one of the freshmen you got, the first team runner, Chris Wallace. Talk a little bit about that, what you kind of expect out of those two guys coming back as All-GAC runners.
Those two will help us perform, and we had just picked those two up last year. So Evan as a transfer, like you said, and Chris is a freshman. And I think our recruiting class this year is probably better than what we had last year. So with the addition of a few new ones, and with those two return, I think we're going to have a much more solid pack of top runners. And so I do believe Chris and Evan will improve quite a bit, but they're going to have a little bit of competition with some of the freshmen coming in.
Talk a little bit about that incoming freshman class, because not only were your eyes kind of set on a cross-country season, but also with bringing back the track and field program, you're going to have some of the athletes who will be participating with the track team, but also kind of mixing and matching with cross-country as far as for endurance and long-distance type stuff like that. So kind of talk a little bit about that recruiting class.
Well, we have a huge recruiting class with track and cross-country. Overall, we have 51 athletes. That's with track and cross-country, but not all track athletes have to run cross-country, although all cross-country athletes have to run track. So, but that being said, we have some outstanding cross-country track athletes. Raul Hernandez from California is just outstanding. He could be our top runner this year. He'll be right up there with Chris for the #1 spot. We have a guy from Iowa transferring in. He's actually from North Iowa Community College, and anyway, his name is Mason Powers, and he was an outstanding junior college runner, and his times are about the same as what Chris Wallace runs. So I think those two will be up there with him. We have a guy, Kevin Nuez, who is going to be a freshman from Texas, and he was one of the better 3A Texas runners. So I think Kevin will be a great addition to our team. And then of course we have a few others that will be real strong and could improve and be up there in our top 5.
Well, as far as the conference landscape goes, again, the preseason polls were released today. Your team was picked third, but if you look at how the rest of the coaches voted, with only 5 teams competing in the Great American Conference right now, the voting really wasn't a runaway favorite in this. Harding picked to be the champion. They had 3 first-place votes, 15 points overall. Second in line was East Central. They had 2 first-place votes and 13 points overall. And then your men's team comes in at third with 11 points overall. So just a 4-point gap between you and the predicted top finisher, Harding. Do you think that speaks to how competitive this conference is, that there isn't a clear-cut favorite?
Yes, the conference is extremely competitive. Harding, East Central are very strong. They've been known to be in the national rankings in and out. Next year, I think East Central will be nationally ranked. I think East Central is actually the favorite. I do not believe Harding can beat East Central next year. They're going to be very competitive. They should be in the top 20 in the nation, maybe even better. I expect big things out of them, and it's going to be very difficult to beat them. It's going to take a lot of hard work.
We appreciate it very much for your time. Again, this is head coach Tim Servis of the SAU men's cross country team. The season kicks off September 6th, the Bob Gravitt Invitational. Coach, we know your players, runners will be here soon and getting ready for it, and we're excited for it.
Oh, thank you.